Hey guys, welcome back to the channel with more of The Expanse. This is Season 3, Episode 6, and this definitely feels like the end of Book 2. It feels like everything's crescendoing to a great finale. So this might be the end of Caliban's war, but yeah, a lot of stuff needs to be resolved. Last time though, Admiral Souther was murdered by Fleet Admiral Wynn. Frickin' if it wasn't for the fact that Kochar was still aboard, I would be totally on board for just somebody blowing them out of the sky. Or the UNN forces are already firing back and forth, so there's a chance that might happen. The Hammurabi, meanwhile, Captain Corino has offered assistance to any UNN ships that request it, which, I mean, this just feels like the end of the war. Hopefully, I mean, the book is called Caliban's War, so I'm guessing the war ends at the end of the book, maybe, hopefully. But yeah, after last episode, it feels like everybody's taking the right steps towards resolving this conflict. Anna just needs to get that message to Gillis, Secretary General Gillis, and hopefully he'll have the balls to frickin' just take down Aaron Wright and take back everything he's done, instead of just saying, I can't take it back, I've already put myself out there. Like, ugh. Meanwhile, the Rocinante, they have docked on Io. They watched a bunch of hybrids get sent up into space towards Wynn's ship. But I'm sure there are still some hybrids left because Bobby suited up, and we can't get through this season, or can't get through this storyline without Bobby killing some hybrid, right? And yeah, hopefully Prax is able to save his daughter, and maybe they'll be able to capture Jewel Pierre Mao, or I'm actually pretty sure he'll escape, but one can hope, right? But yeah, I'm excited to continue. I'm excited for this episode. If you want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Leave a like, really helps out this channel, especially on such an important episode. But yeah, otherwise, let's get started.
Our own ships firing on one another? What the fuck is going on out there?
He knows. Aaron Wright knows. Oh god. He's gonna shoot them down?
He's on auto track.
What? Oh shoot, they're gonna run out of ammunition. Oh no. No more rounds.
God damn it! Those pods were launched from here. There's gotta be a way to abort them. We'll find it.
Really? Yeah, that actually makes sense.
It's a Martian corvette.
Good call.
It's over. Order everyone not to fight. No reason to get anyone else killed.
But we can't just hand everything over to them.
That's exactly what we have to do.
Most of the systems are powered down. It's going to take time for them to reach us.
Time to do what?
To get to our ships and launch.
Why wouldn't they just shoot us down?
We'll tell them we have children on board. We can do this.
Slimy
But
mother.
we have to go now.
All right.
Damn it.
Grew a watermelon in a box once for a science project.
Oh, it
Came
became...
out square.
Yeah.
About this wide, this high.
Are they hypoxic?
Guess it was
They're
more
whistling in the dark.
Still tasted the same.
They're hypoxic. Ooh! Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Bobby can just stand there. Let them waste their bullets.
Clear.
Damn! Yeah, just stay in cover and let Bobby take care of everything. Ooh.
Remember, arrows. This is that shit. It kills everything it touches, and it cannot be stopped.
Nice shot.
It's a hybrid.
Fall back to the Rossi.
No, the kids are down that way. Go get them.
You can't.
I'll lead it away. Go.
She went already. Just go. This was the plan. This was her plan.
This won't bring back your dead Marines.
Man, for the first time in your life, please just shut the fuck up.
Now you're running? Oh boy.
If you're here to apologize, I honestly don't give a shit anymore.
Why would she apologize to
I
you?
wonder if I walked away once. This time, I'm not walking away. This time, you're going to do the right thing.
Time is short and I'll be brief.
Now he knows. Does this thing have a rear view mirror? Oh, there we go.
What about the hybrid pods? Any way to abort them?
Checking. Launch controls were
Transferred to the Agatha King. There's no way to stop them
from here.
Damn.
Sorry.
Are you sure those things are heading to Mars?
I'm sure.
Hold it.
There's gotta be something.
She'll hear Mao.
There's someone here who should know. Let me go ask.
Oh, jeez.
Bringing the Razor back down from orbit.
Why?
Because I'm gonna fly it up to the Agatha King. I'm gonna find a way to stop those pods.
Holy crap.
You can't do
That's
it
a
alone.
suicide mission.
Keep an eye on our people.
I will.
Does she even know how to use the thing? Whoa! Oh! How the frick did they shoot this? Low powers? Behind. Oh no! Ow! Play it. Play it.
Said it was urgent.
Play it for him.
Simultaneously, the MCRN terror.
Was he always like that?
Like what?
Spineless and weak. He doesn't care about treason. That's just him parroting you because you talked to him last. If he spoke to a janitor, he'd be passionately declaiming about a fucking mop. It's agonizing. I've lost count of how many times I stopped him from blundering into political suicide. He's shitting himself because he's afraid the history books won't be flattering enough. I fought to save Earth. And you fought to save yourself. The planet deserves better than you.
He's not wrong. I regret nothing. Now end this
My legacy
war.
is going to be a catastrophic war. That's all on Aaron right now.
That's what he cares about.
Thank you.
That's what he cares about.
Kids, come. Hold hands.
Leave the
Don't make
children.
us-
Leave the children?
Be safer in here.
He's using them as freaking hostages.
Trade the children for our freedom. Or we open the doors to outside.
Exactly. Secure the airlock.
What?
It's okay. It's okay. I got her. The children are safe. Don't shoot.
Oh.
Where's May?
She's here. She's right here.
May! May!
Daddy!
You have no idea what he went through for
Come on,
you,
guys. It's
little
okay.
girl.
You're safe. Come on. Come on out. You're safe now.
Don't let him play the freaking innocent.
Stop right there.
Kill the other one. There we go.
Can you stop the pods that were launched?
No, the Agatha King.
Then shut the fuck up. Get up. Pick up the data course.
Why didn't you come get me?
I'm sorry, May. I'm so sorry.
I love you, Dad.
One moment. Why didn't you come get me?
So much.
Since they
This
were
is Amos. He's my best friend in the whole world. He helped
Oh.
me find you. Can you stay with Amos for a minute? Okay? I'll be right back, I promise.
Okay.
Best friend in the whole world. I don't know how to deal with children. Aww.
Hi. I just need to talk to Dr. Strickland for a minute.
I looked out for her.
Bullshit.
I protected her.
Braxton. I've known May since she was a baby.
You're not that guy. You're not that guy.
Amos is.
Thank you.
You dumbass. I'm that guy.
I am that guy.
What a badass freaking moment. Bobby. It's getting distracted. I look back at her, I thought it's done? The brainstem? Oh. It's fading.
You did it.
That was just one.
Aha.
Changing all of them one at a time is going to take a while.
Steer clear of the Agatha King. Detonation should occur in... How the fuck should I know? I'm not an engineer. Well, sure, pal. I guess that makes us even.
Oh, man.
I always thought I'd have something clever to say in this moment. Oh well.
Warning. Magnetic containment breach.
You're welcome to stay with me, Martian. I'm good company.
God damn it.
No one has the satisfaction of shooting him in the face.
There's a way that we can shoot all the pods down before
Or they reach Mars. Fred Johnson.
He has the missiles he stole from Earth. He can destroy those pods.
Whoa.
He could kill a lot, maybe even all if we're lucky.
Do it. Yes.
Shoots them down before they reach Mars and the attack never happened.
I want to do this, but we all have to agree. All of us.
I'm in. It's worth a shot. I agree.
Fred frickin' Johnson and those 100... Everything comes around. This show is amazing. Holy crap.
I think I might have a way for the belt to strengthen his position as an equal player in the system and also do some good.
Come on, Fred. Of course he's gonna do the right thing. Come on, Fred. Being so rough with him. Come face to face with Christian Avasarala and kneel before her. Aww. Everything freaking worked out. I can't believe this. Oh. Yay. Nope. I think I might have to cut this from the YouTube reaction.
You're not staying, are you?
Not staying?
It's time.
She's leaving? What? Oh, please, every single one of them get destroyed. Please don't have missed any of one of them. Oh, nope, they're gone. What? It's on a ship off the frickin' planet.
What the fuck is that?
Language! It frickin' launched its... That's... oh. The work was almost done, and it finally is. Damn. Don't know what its goals are. Looks like we'll find out in book 3. So, Immolation, to sacrifice, to destroy by fire. Great episode title, very fitting episode title. Alex does his best to take out as many hybrids as he can, but despite refueling earlier, he runs out of ammunition. Doesn't get all of them, and so the UNN and the MCRN fire on them too, and one of them crashes into the Agatha King, essentially dooming everybody on board, giving us a taste of what would have happened on Mars if one of the hybrids had made it there. But yeah, once the crew of the Rocinante get inside the Io base, Jewel Pierre Mao is pretty reasonable and actually wants to surrender, but Strickland convinces him to escape instead while releasing Katoa on the crew. So again, just like 2 episodes ago, I feel like Jewel Pierre Mao isn't only a monster, and he's got some human in him and he can be reasoned with. So yeah, he'll be a good prisoner when Christian brings him home. We'll get some good information out of him as well, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And yeah, the crew runs into the hybrid, and Bobby just goes straight for it and forces the crew to continue their mission when they were supposed to abort in that moment if they ran into a hybrid. And so her goal wasn't even like the successful completion of the mission, otherwise she would have like tried to stay at their side, get rid of any obstacles until the hybrid was like closing in and then lead it off. But no, she went straight for it even though it was like super far away and decides to hunt it right away. Before that, there was that moment where they were like, people were starting to fire on her, and she was just like, she fired on all 4 of them, really easily took them all out. But yet she finally gets the attention of the hybrid, Katoa, and has it start chasing her, and that chase scene was incredible. Like a low G chase scene with a ridiculous suit and a hybrid. Just incredible to watch her like soar through the air, the freaking hybrid jumping through the air. I need something like that in my video games or in like VR. I've actually never tried VR, despite all the video games I've played, but I can just imagine like the feeling of jumping around like that. But yeah, Proto Katoa was able to get the jump on her, and they fell like super far, and she was already low on power. I mean, it knocked out any ability, like the power shut off after the suit impacted the ground. And I was genuinely worried, but very glad they didn't kill off Bobby. It came pretty close. And if I'm not mistaken, the hybrid was distracted by Venus, right? But yeah, as we saw earlier in the series when Bobby was first introduced, she was able to move her suit with her own arm. And so she's able to move this suit in this situation as well, able to lift her arm just enough to use incendiary rounds on the brainstem of the hybrid, taking it out. Wow. That was really cool. And yeah, Strickland, meanwhile, is just like quietly like the biggest sociopath, pretending to use the kids as hostages only to shoot the nurse, and then pretend he was like coerced into all of this, pretending he was trying to protect May all along. Man, I'm so glad he got his. And I love that it was so emotional when Prax finally found May, and she was just like, why didn't you come find me? And then like 2 seconds later, he's like, I love you, daddy. But yeah, as soon as he found her, he had to leave her behind. This is my best friend in the whole wide world. Best friend in the freaking solar system, in the galaxy. You know what they say, proto-molecules before that was so bad. I can't even finish that. But yeah, I was talking about how satisfying it would be in previous commentaries about if Prax was the one to take out Strickland, but this was so much better. Prax takes him into that airlock, just points the gun at him, just hesitates long enough for for Amos to come in. I was confused. I thought he was putting his own hand on the gun. I was like, what? What does that do? Like, he's trying to stabilize the gun? Is he trying to, like... But then it's Amos, you're not that guy. And I feel like we all knew what the next line would be. Strickland thinks he's actually going to get away for it for like a few short seconds. And I'm just like, oh, I can't wait till that smile is like dropped from your face. I am that guy. Amos is so much the best. I didn't even talk about his reaction to best friend in the whole wide world. He looked at him so like, oh my god. BFFs. And he got Prax like entrusted his daughter to him after not seeing her for so long. That must have meant so much as well. Oh, it was just, there's such a great connection between the two, and I know that Prax can't stay with the group now that he has his daughter back. He needs to look after her, but I really need more Prax and Amos scenes. I love that I love the character Prax himself, but I also love their connection, their brotherhood. Yeah, just so satisfying. Anna goes to Gillis, and we learn what it was he did that drove her off in the first place. Just another protest. I understand now why she was so angry with herself for allowing him to use her again. It cost lives last time. He just marched them in and let them die, and he blames it on her. And when she came in the door starting to talk to him, he was just like expecting an apology. Like, if you have an apology, I don't want to hear it. Like, why the hell would she apologize to him? At that point, she should have... I mean, he was never going to regret anything he does. He's just in it for himself. And yeah, he lined those guys up to die. Just another protest. At least we got to see Aaron Wright go down. He finally went down for his crimes, for treason. He was saying that, yeah, Gillis is freaking clueless and only cares about his legacy, only following whoever he hears from last. There was that line about if he had talked to a janitor last, he'd be going on about the importance of a freaking mop. And he was right. Like, Gillis has been so easy to take advantage of, just talk to him a little and you'll sway him. And then Aaron Wright gets taken out of the room, and Gillis just thanks Anna because she found him a fall guy for this war so that he doesn't have to take the blame for it all. Just, I want to shake some sense into him, but like, I don't know, it wouldn't work. I assume part of the public will understand that he was very responsible too by being so incompetent and weak-willed, and try to put some pressure on him to step down. Maybe some support for Christian as Secretary General. She never wanted to be a politician, she said, because she never wanted her head on the chopping block, but who is more qualified at this moment? I mean, Anna is a reverend and a doctor, so she's got her work elsewhere, and she has no political connections and no real public knowledge of her, so she can't just step in. But I'm very curious what her role will be going forward. But I would like to see maybe a political coup, have Christian depose him somehow. But yeah, eventually Alex and Naomi make their way to the Agatha King to try to disarm the hybrid pods. I thought it was a suicide mission. Luckily, it didn't seem like they were in too much danger, other than the fact that Wynn had an empty gun, thankfully empty, and tried to pull the trigger on them. But yeah, Alex is shaken up when he finds out that the hybrids are headed for Mars back on the Rocinante, but I've talked about how he's a bad father and husband for disappearing on his family. Like, he should have contacted them ASAP and let them know what the heck he was doing. That would have made... If he was saying, like... If he told them right away and then told them also that, like, this is too important, I need to do this, that would have been perfectly acceptable to me. But now he's willing to put his life on the line to protect them and Mars. It's nice to see, and it gets me back more on his side. Not that I ever thought I never was like, oh, he's a bad person, or I don't like the character. I was just like, really, man? Whereas now I'm just like, all right, this is he's showing a side of him that I'm a fan of. But yeah, Kochiar is still on board. He gets to escape because of a young woman who gets just a little bit of proto-molecule on her. I mean, she wouldn't have been able to survive anyway. She wouldn't have been able to get on the Razorback because it's a 2-person vehicle. And yeah, he puts on the vac suit and he's like, oh, I'm okay. He'll stay like uncontaminated and be able to make it off the ship. But the next time we see him, suits off, covered in proto-molecule, and he's freaking blowing up the Agatha King. I mean, he finally says he paid back Christian's son, and Christian wanted so desperately to save him, but there was no helping it. I'm gonna miss the character as much as he's like a moral gray character, as Bobby said. His morals tested too low to be tested low enough to be a spy. He was very interesting to watch, and I'll miss him. But yeah, Naomi comes up with this great idea of calling Fred Johnson to take down the hybrid pods with the nuclear missiles he still has from Earth. So everything just wound up connected, not a single loose end on this show. And it's a good thing he kept those missiles and hadn't returned them yet. But yeah, Naomi tells the crew she wants to do it, but everybody needs to agree. And that works so well in resolving the trust issues in such a beautiful way. Like, first she comes to them and lets them make a group decision and shows that she's willing to put the decision not only in her own hands but everybody else's. And then since the idea paid off, it proves Fred Johnson is honorable, and so they're not as I'm sure they're not as iffy on them having the proto-molecule anymore. But yeah, we cut to her and Holden later on, after sexy times, and yeah, it seems like I buy that they worked out their issues enough after everything they've been through. But then yeah, but she says she's leaving, so I'm guessing she's going back to the belt and trying to help in whatever way she can. Nice twist at the end with frickin' Eros or Venus. I don't even know what to call it anymore. The proto-molecule ship. Is it Julie or Miller? I don't know any possible way that it can be defeated either. Is it like, I don't know if it's a gunship. I don't know what it's looking for, because the Arbogast wasn't a gunship. So can it learn to create like weapons based on not having pulled weapons apart before? But yeah, I think the only thing we saw that stopped the proto-molecule was burning it. So I guess launching it into the sun would have worked, like their original plan with the Nauvoo or the Behemoth. I was looking closely at the opening and I saw the Behemoth. I saw the text, the Nauvoo, change into the Behemoth, and I was just like, damn it, why'd you gotta spoil me like that? I would have much rather found out when they reintroduced it, when they rechristened the ship. So I'm gonna stay away from looking at the intro too closely in the future, at least the text. But yeah, I was talking about, I guess the only way to get rid of that ship is to somehow launch it into the sun, but like we know it can evade stuff. Because originally I was thinking like, oh, maybe knocking it into the sun won't be a good idea, because what if it draws energy from the sun? But Heat and Fire seems to have cooked it with the drive plume killing that hybrid that was on the Rocinante and the incendiary rounds that Bobby used. So yeah, I don't know what's capable of driving that thing into the sun now, unless Julie can somehow still be in control, which seems very unlikely. I would so much like for her and Miller to still be around in there, for their consciousnesses to still be around in there. But yeah, seems unlikely. And does this mean that the whole thing could have been avoided if like Miller had told Julie to drive Eros into the sun instead of onto Venus? Ugh. And you guys are probably like laughing at me like, oh my god, he's still holding out hope that Julie and Miller are still alive somewhere in that proto-molecule mess. And yeah, I don't. It would be really cool if it happened in like season 8 or something. That'd be really fun. And yeah, what do you guys think the show is trying to send us a message too about what it means to help people? Like on one hand, Prax voted to help the Razorback back when it was being attacked. because number one, the crew had risked themselves to help him, and he felt it only right to help others as well. But also, two, like, he didn't want to see May turned into that hybrid. But yeah, if they hadn't saved Bobby and Christian, the war would have gone on. They would have turned away from Io when the hybrid was released, and Prax never would have gotten his daughter back. So yeah, if the book portrays the events the same way, like, is there a message being sent here? Like, sometimes the best way to help others, or sometimes the best way to help yourself is to help others. Not intentionally, like, oh, I'm helping you so I can get something out of it, but just like, be a good person, help who you can. Like, there's a sense of karmic justice here. That's the way it felt to me a little bit. Final details: people floating in 0G on the Agatha King while their like magnetic boots were still like stuck to the ground. I mean, that was really like sad, but also like really cool, kind of. Just floating there. So used to seeing bodies just die and like gravity pulling them down in like TVs and movies. Not in real life, or no, I'm just kidding. I mean, we kind of saw that at first with, I don't even remember the doctor's name in CQB, the 4th episode, Close Quarter Battles. I don't remember the doctor's name. I thought he was going to be a main cast member and he just like died, but we saw him float for a bit. But yeah, so many floating bodies in this episode. Overall, super satisfying episode. All the big baddies went down. Aaron Wright went down. Jewel Pierre Mao was caught. Strickland was killed in the most badass way by frickin' Amos. And Amos at the end with the "what the fuck is that?" In front of all the kids. I was just like, no, language. But yeah, super satisfying episode. I don't know if I can give it a 10, but I'm going to give it a 9.75. Halfway there to 10. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. Next episode is going to be the start of a new book. I'm sure there will probably be a time jump, and I'm curious to see where everybody is, how they'll settle into things. I wonder how long this time jump is going to be. Also, a couple months maybe. I doubt it would go any further than like a year, but who knows. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Yeah, leave a like. It really helps out this channel. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.